Hello, my name is Matt Cowan. Welcome to the NBA Time Podcast. Second podcast this year. We're closing in on week 4 on the NBA season already, if you can believe it. And it's been a fun one so far. I think a lot of the fun has started in Philly, where we will start. Of course, Embiid and Simmons right at the heart of that. Two young guys, the process, and Simmons averaging 18, 9, and 8 so far. Embiid 23, 11, and 4. He had the monster night last night against the Lakers with 46. And they've both been very impressive so far. And it begs the question that has the process worked? Hinkie's creation, of course, he's no longer there, but we've seen some success from his model. I think a big question with Embiid that I had coming into the season was how available he would be. They want to protect him. Young team, do they want to rush, try to make the playoffs, or hold off, play it safe? But he's had the two DNPs so far. He's averaging 29 minutes a game. So he's played in 12 of the 14 games so far. And he's been great, and he showed it all last night. As for Simmons, the big thing with rookies is the inconsistency, which is a reason why young teams don't usually pan out. Because it's hard to find it every day. Of course, the NBA season is a grind. 82 games, not something guys are used to coming into the league. But he's been there night in, night out. He's had double figures in every game. He's already had the 2 triple-doubles. He's had 8 games with double-digit rebounding. Lonzo may be the youngest player of the triple-double, but Simmons already has 2. And I think, you imagine, there's still so much around them. Sarge had a slow start of the year, but he's a talent in his second year. And I wouldn't doubt Markelle Fultz playing through the injury, the change shot, the ugly free throws. We know the story there, but I wouldn't doubt him. People want to call him a bust. So soon though for him. So young. He's got a lot of talent, and he's still out, but he's coming back hopefully soon. There's some there, and in Philly, they're 8-6, won a lot recently, but they're definitely looking like a playoff team this year. And I don't know how many years down the line that if they could keep, the Simmons and Embiid core looks real. And I think the process, it's safe to say it has worked. You're not going to hit on everybody, but they got 2, looks like huge hits there with Simmons and Embiid. Something that won't be possible in the future with the new lottery reform. Hinkie died for this, and here they are. Something else notable, they are assisting on 66% of team field goals this year, which is second just to the Warriors. It's something very impressive that you get from a young team, sharing the ball, and I think Simmons having Simmons there definitely helps that. And that is, moving the ball can be contagious, if you see with a lot of great passers over the years. So yeah, I think the process has worked. Staying in the East, we got the Celtics, who have been the talk in the East. 0-2 to start the year. Hayward went down, but since then, 13 in a row. I think Kyrie's been as good as advertised. I think he's ready. I think he's shown he's ready to be the guy. He doesn't need LeBron around, so that does help. But he can do it by himself. I think Horford's been a great pair for him. Do it all big. And I think couldn't go by without mentioning Jason Tatum, who's been great so far. Talked about how rookies are inconsistent, but he's been another one who's been very good. Had the surprisingly good rookies so far. Not from a lack of talent, but just the fact that rookies, it's tough to pan out in your first year. Another thing you mentioned with the Celtics, 23rd in scoring, 19th if you put it per 100 possessions, but they do have the best defensive rating in the league, and they are the league's #1 rebounding team, but just 22nd in pace. The team that's kind of slowed it down a bit and can grind it out. And we saw that against Brooklyn. Nets played a great game the other night against the Celtics in Brooklyn, but the Celtics found a way to grind it out. Kyrie's always tough the late game. Going to the West, we'll talk about Tyreke Evans in Memphis. They have lost 3 in a row. now fallen to 7-7. Riding the ship a little bit through Connolly's slow start. They got JaMychal Green back. He played his first game. He started. Was on a minutes restriction. Tyreke Evan has been great. He's been key to the Memphis's second unit. And I mean, they improved three. Talk about the improved shot selection for him overall. Improved threes, 43% from three this year. About a career 30% shooter, so you don't know how long that will stay. But he's taking better shots. I mean, the jump shots look good from him. And Tyreke Evan has been big for Memphis, and I mean, they still have a chance out in the West to make the playoffs. Looked like a borderline playoff team maybe this year, but I mean, they've been there close to 3 in a row, but they do get Green back. You wonder, is there enough there around Gasol and Connolly, or is it time to move on? But Connolly is struggling. I think if he can get going, this is a team that still has it. Going to Tyreke Evans' former team, Sacramento Kings, they've been just 3-11. I mean, it was clear that they weren't going to be a great team this year, but they did. I mean, they signed George Hill, Zach Randolph in the offseason, and you don't sign, big contracts. Both those guys, not huge, but big enough veterans. Of course, Vince Carter as well. That you would have thought that they would be a little bit better at this stage. The Mavericks are the only one below them out west. They did lose to Atlanta 46 the other night. Not good out in Sacramento. You weren't expecting much out of them, but I think a little more than this. I'm going to move to the games to watch. First one, Detroit and Minnesota. Detroit's been very good this year. Minnesota has started to find it. Jimmy Butler has taken the backseat. They're third out in the West, 9-5. But they're 7-3 in their last 10. They've looked, as good as we thought they were going to be. And then, of course, Detroit as well, 10-4, 8-2 in their last 10. The only other double-digit win total at least, besides, of course, the Celtics. Fourth best team in the NBA. And a lot of people picked them to make this jump last year. And then, of course, last year was a big down year, fell out of the playoffs. But they brought it together, and they played pretty well. Another game we got Toronto and the Knicks. I think mainly just to see what Porzingis can do. Two teams, they're 4th and 5th, the Raptors and the Knicks respectively. Out east, two teams playing pretty well of late. The Raptors' regular season offense is always great. But should be a good one at the Garden. Division matchup. Should be fun. And then we got Warriors, Thunder. Thunder have struggled. Paul George has come alive a bit recently. Warriors are always great to watch. You noticed 70% of their field goals are assisted on, which is what we've gotten from them the last few years. But they're always a must-watch. Why they're always on TV. And the Thunder, they have won 3 in a row after they fell 3 games below 500, beating the Bulls, Mavericks, Clippers. Not totally the most impressive teams, but you assume they'll get there. Paul George has been good recently. And that about does it there. We got 2 Pistons, 2 Raptors, and we're all taking the Warriors, which is always a safe bet, even on the road. But for NBA time, episode 2, we'll see you next week.